the only air shows that are going to be happening this year. And that's why this is such a big deal.
Welcome to the Exploring Washington State podcast. Here's your host, Scott Cowan.
So I am with Shannon today, and Shannon is going to tell us about an upcoming event. So this is a podcast a little different than normal. We're going to talk about a specific event, which is the Moses Lake Airshow that's coming up a little bit later this year. Shannon, you're on.
Hi. How are you, Scott?
I'm frazzled. Let's be honest. I'm just frazzled today, but enough about me. Let's talk Airshow.
Let's do it. Let's talk. Moses Lake Airshow is coming back for its second year. Unfortunately, last year, due to COVID, we had to put a pin in everything that we were doing. So this year, what we're doing is a hybrid airshow. We are excited that we got the state to help us open up in time for this event. So we're probably one of the only air shows that are going to be happening this year. And that's why this is such a big deal. We are first on the docket. They've given us special permission. We have over 10 acts. About half of those are military acts. So that's the really, really big news about the Moses Lake Airshow this year is we have folks like the C-17 demo team. We have the A-10 demo team. We have the EA-18G Growler demo team. And then we also have the Black Daggers. So those are four massive military acts. They're stretched across all of the different arms of the military, which is very, very exciting. We also have a bunch of civilian acts. So let me tell you more about them. So we have Vicky Benzing, Aerosports. So this will be her second time back. We got rave reviews for her amazing little Stearman. Stearman. It's really cute. It's red. It has a tight little rip and roll that it can do. So it's very fun. Then we have the mini jet air shows. We also have Derek Allen, who is going to be our MC, our aviation host for the entire show.
I got to interrupt you. I'm reading on your website, and I'm just going to quote, Derek Allen grew up in the rubber capital of the world, Akron, Ohio, was not surrounded by aviation at all. That's funny to me that he's going to be the host of an aviation event. Sorry, squirrel, just going to interrupt. How did you guys pick Derek? Let me just interrupt you and go, how did he go from the tire capital of the world to hosting this event?
Okay, so I think if you continue with his bio, he's a funny guy. He spent basically his life in aviation with the Air Force. So He then joined the F-16 Viper crew as their Viper crew chief. So he's on the maintenance side of things. So he actually knows a ton of technical things. So he has been, in aviation for quite some time, serving the Air Force. And then, so once he finished up his time there, he's now teaching students in aviation. So we brought him on. He's looking at retirement, I believe, in the next couple years. So after his time he spent with the demo crew, the F-16, that's where he really loved, the fun of air shows, and he wanted to see how he can, be a parallel in the industry. And so he is the host for our air show, and I believe he's also the host for Water Follies as well.
Okay.
So yeah, he's been. If you check him out, he's a stunning, very, very deep voice. He's a lot of fun. He's energetic, and he knows a lot about the industry and the players, and lots of connections as well. And so he's been. Last year when we got canceled, we did an entire marketing blitz around doing not virtual air shows, but doing interviews with all of the major players. So we basically had, I think, 8 episodes, and I think 6 of them were big military teams, because as you know, everyone was grounded. So he's had a lot of experience with us, and he helps out where he can with marketing, with his booming voice. And you'll see him all over Instagram. You'll see him, he's running our TikTok as well.
Okay. Sorry, I interrupted your flow. So who else is going to be at the show?
We have the Vanguard Squadron. So they're a little dual plane duo. So they're a lot of fun. Then we have Go Easy Aerobatics. We talked about the A-10 demo team, and then we talked about the Growlers. We talked about the C-17 demo team, and then last but not least, or second last, is the Undaunted Airshows Orca flight. And then we have Jodi Rueger.
So a couple of things. So on the stumbling over words, the Vanguard, they're using biofuels. So they're promoting alternative avionics fuels. Words are hard today. Sorry, folks. That's kind of their thing, is that they're ethanol powered, correct?
Yes, that is their thing. And so we do, we have conversations being in Washington about finding ways to differentiate our air show and bringing in more of that green energy and that green feel. So that's definitely something that we're working towards in the future.
Very cool. And then let's just bounce around here. Mini jets. I'm looking at these things. You got some photographs, and this little jet looks like it's the size of a car.
It's tiny. It's super
tiny. And I'm like, okay.
So last year we actually raced the mini jet against, I can't even remember what car it was. And of course the mini jet won. So it's quite fast.
Is that the photo I'm looking at? It looks like there's a car that's wrapped with Navy. It looks like it's a Navy sports car, which I think it's funny that the Navy might have a race car. It seems a little funny, doesn't it? But wow. Okay. So for people that are interested in maybe going to this event, what can they expect this year as far as, are there any, what restrictions might be in place this year? Because we're not quite normal yet.
No.
But let's walk through that. So from an attendee standpoint, what can people expect this year?
Absolutely. And so there's two types of ways that you can attend. The first is going to be drive-in. And so you can get a 24 by 24 exclusive area. You can come with a car, which is up to 5 people, or you can come in a van, which is up to 8 people. And then that is basically like, if you imagined a tailgate, that's your area. Unfortunately, you can't bring barbecues or booze, but you can definitely have your own space. So on the website, you'll be able to see drive-in parking is extremely close. You're going to be able to see everything there. There are premium tickets if you wanted to be in the first row as well. So that's available. So you can just decide where it is that you want to be depending on your budget. And then the second way is what we're calling walk-in tickets. And this is for individuals or families, and they have a different area. They'll be able to get their own 10 by 10 area. And they'll be able to, it will be automatically assigned their location, first come, first serve. That's basically how we're doing it. In front of them on both sides will be the show, and the motorcycle jump. We have not yet talked about the motorcycle jump, so I'm excited to tell you more about that. In front of both the drive-in and the walk-in area is going to be the air show box and where the motorcycle jump takes place. So let's talk about the motorcycle jump. We are having Alex Harvill, who is from Moses Lake. He's a local motorcycle jumper, and he currently holds a record for the Guinness World Record motorcycle jump, and he's now competing at the air show for the longest jump. And so that means he has to jump 351 feet, which is really, really exciting. So we've had the community really rally behind him, build this massive, massive, massive jump. I believe it's 4 but 351 feet is massive. And so that's
a football field.
Basically, right? And so how the jump is going to work is it's going to start from 150 feet, and then it's going to continue for him to continue to practice to lead up to the 351 feet.
Oh, wow. So it's going to be more than one jump. So he's going to go incrementally.
Exactly. So it's about an hour long. That event is going to be, that's taking place on June 17th. It has its own tickets. It's $20 for 15 and up. And so this is going to be taking place before all the performers can practice for the day, because they have to practice before an air show, and it'll be taking place on press day. So we are selling those tickets if for younger folks, 15 and under, because motocross obviously is very important, is a big thing. 15 and under is free.
Okay, that's great. Good for the kids.
Absolutely.
Do they have to be accompanied by an adult?
They would need to be, yes.
Okay.
And so for those who have kids and are looking for more family activities, we are going to also have a whole STEM education area. So this is science, technology, education, and math, I think.
It's engineering.
Engineering. There you go.
Yes.
Let's do it again. Science, technology, engineering, and math. There we go.
Right.
And we're going to have an area there. There's going to be a simulator, a flight simulator. There's going to be some goodie bags. There's, of course, going to be some static displays. We're also going to have food trucks and other vendors. It's going to be a whole day of fun.
So what else? Let's talk. Well, you lead off, the website leads off with Vicky Benzing. And it's a biplane that she's flying. That plane looks like a biplane. So is she going to be doing acrobatic loops? I mean, what?
Yes,
what can we expect from her?
She's an aerial artist for sure. So it is more exciting to watch her. Yep.
Okay. Well, I just clicked to her Instagram, and I think since it's a photograph on Instagram, we got to assume that it's planned. But her plane's on fire. There's flames coming out of the bottom of her plane. I gotta think that's by design.
Yes.
So
I'm gonna say yes to that one.
It's a little shocking to flip to that. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. So where can people find more about this event, and what else have we left out? I feel like we've left something out.
We've left a few more fun things out. So we will be having a radio-controlled aircraft show. So as you can imagine, RC planes can do a lot of things that real planes can't. So that should be really fun and exciting as well. We are going to have the Army I Corps band for some musical entertainment throughout the day as well. So they'll be there in the morning of both of those days. Those are the things that were left out. And so if someone wanted to learn more, buy tickets are on sale right now at moseslakeairshow.com.
Okay. And let's close up with what are the dates of this for everybody so that they can get this on the count, because we're up against it. So what's the dates?
Absolutely. We're about 2 weeks out. And so if you want to come and see Alex Harvill and you want to see him, make this jump, we all believe he's going to do it. It is June 17th, and that is going to take place around 10 a.m. Gates will open at 9, but it'll take place around from 10 to noon-ish time. And then so June 18th and 19th is when the full days will be there for the air show. That'll be a Friday and a Saturday. Gates will open up at 10 a.m. The attractions are going to be starting around 10 as well, from 10 to noon, 12:30 time. And then that will be Alex Harvill will still be there. He'll be doing other entertaining style jumps at that time. We'll have the band, RC aircraft show as well. And then at 1 to 4 is when the actual air show performances take place.
Very good. Anything else?
I would say it's a must-attend show. So bring your family, bring your friends. There's a great selection of if you want to be in the car or if you want, individual area for you. And it's going to be a good time. All
right. Well, thank you for jumping on here with us, and look forward to checking out the show this year.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Join us next time for another episode of the Exploring Washington State podcast.